Bezos FC. I know that is a scary thumbnail to put up. It even scared me. We'll get to that news in a little bit. But first, I want to just talk about some of the things that have been happening in the world of Liverpool. Really, I've even got a proper notepad. Look at this. I've taken notes and everything. So what's been happening? Basically, the Reds have flown out to the USA for the pre-season tour. If you've been watching the videos on YouTube, they're on. They've posted some up there. Some are members only again, or you can watch on the Liverpool FC TV channel. And a few of the things that I sort of noticed with this sort of time period is what I loved was the fact that they have taken the injured players with them. I was so pleased to see Ekitike boarding the plane with everybody, carrying his case, just being part of the group. Because he's miles off and he's nowhere near being fit. We'll get to fitness later as well. So to just include him in the group, I think it's really important. And he's not the only one. We had, so boarding the plane, we had Leone, Bradley, Ekitike, Bajcetic, and even Endo, who is, I think, just coming back from injury. So they were all involved, all going on the plane to be part of the group. Now, of course, I think some of that is also to make up the numbers for some of the senior players, because otherwise it was just a bunch of kids going to the States. But I think that was clever. I think it was really clever because they could have left all four of those home to just carry on with their rehab at Liverpool. Really didn't need to take them. But morally, mentally, I think that's the right thing to do. So I'm pleased that they went. And you can see them interacting and having a laugh. So I think that was really good. That was clever. Now, while they were doing their sort of warm-ups and practice training sessions, again on the video, I think what was interesting is the amount of ball work they're doing already. Fantastic, really good to see. But you can see that they are already working on little systems within games. Like they tend to play like small five-a-side games in these training sessions, and you can see it is to make those sort of five players that are around each other work together in tight spaces. And I think that's going to be important for closing down players, getting the ball, and then being ready to sort of do a 1-2 off the wall pass and look up and take a shot, make a pass, whatever it is. So I thought that was really cool to see. And especially one of the training sessions where they had one of those little mini goals they have, and they were literally passing to someone in line with the goal to do a wall pass to finish. Lots of that going on. So I like that. That was good. I'd like to keep an eye out and see what other sort of games they play. And these are all, the difference, again, from the slot era, is these are all high-intensity training sessions. At the end of the sessions, they all look absolutely knackered. They're bent over, hands on hips, really getting a workout. So that's a good sign. How long that will take to get everyone's fitness up, I don't know, because we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, during this, so that's the main thing from the training. But I think it was an absolutely brilliant shot that they used. I'll put it on the screen now, and you can see this is a picture of Ekitike just sitting and watching his teammates practice and play football. And that shot that they've used here, that lonely, player in the foreground with a bad injury, watching the team in the distance. I think it just makes us remember that they are humans. These are human beings. They are players. And the mental strain of having a long-term injury is real. And, I know we say, look how much they get paid. They shouldn't be sad. Look how much they get paid. I hear that a lot. He's not thinking about his wage sat there, is he? He's thinking about, man, I wish I wasn't injured so I can go and play with those guys. And you got to remember that. I think it was a really poignant moment in that. And the reason why he went with them, to feel involved. So that was a great piece of film work, I think, from LFC TV, whoever did their editing there. Really nice, really good. Now, on to the press conference. We'll get to the Bezos bit at the end. So on to the press conference. What do we notice? He did mention, so he was asked about injuries again, and he mentioned Bajcetic Endo and Bajcetic and Endo are close. He said they are close to returning. They should be very soon. So that looks like they're going to be back within a week or so. By the way, he was speaking. And then he mentioned in a couple of weeks after that, it'll be Leone. He'll be back. So that does sound like he's going to be ready for almost the start of the season. If not, I think he'll be training and back with the squad before the start of the season by the sounds of it. Whether he'll be sort of as fit as the others, that might be the sort of the down point for him. But that's great. If he can be back before the start of the season, fantastic. Just as an option on the bench to start with, I think that's going to be really important. But then he did say that Connor Bradley and Ekitike are both a long way off. Now, we know Ekitike is a long way off. I'm not even thinking about him until March type thing. I'm thinking if we can get 5 games into Ekitike before the end of the season, I think we're doing well. So that's where I mentally have gone with Ekitike. But obviously the concern there is Connor Bradley. A long way off. Now, he did say that he sees Connor as his long-term right back, but it was kind of hinted if he stays fit, because at the minute he's nowhere near it. And that's a concern. Who are we playing at right back? I mean, Frimpong looks sharp. Again, he does look very sharp. And he's got a good injury record, apart from when he was at Liverpool. He's got a great injury record, apart from when he's at Liverpool. But he's not really a right back, is he? We know that. He's a wing back. So which kind of, in a way, it does kind of suit the style, because he does like playing with not wing backs, but attacking fullbacks. You've only got to look at Kirkes. That's why we bought him, because of the way he was attacking all the time and joining in the attacks. So I think if we can learn to, we kind of need to do a bit of both. We need to sort of control Kirkes a bit on the left and push him up, make sure he's attacking. But then we also need to sort of dial in Frimpong on the right a little bit and say, great, but you just need to stay back a little bit and make the overlapping runs, not always be bombing forward. So I think they both need a bit of work on them. But I think Frimpong can do a job. I think, he's dangerous. It's just his defending ability is the concern, obviously. But I think, by the sounds of it, I think we need a right back. Because Bradley's not been reliable. Again, no fault of his own. But he's not been reliable for the last 2 or 3 seasons. And it's getting to the point, it's like Gomez. When do we say, look, we really like him, great player, we love having him around. However, we just cannot rely on him. So we've got to sign someone who doesn't get injured all the time. I think we might be getting to that point, unfortunately, for Bradley. But we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I've still not seen anything really concrete about replacing him anyway. So they might be waiting for an opportunity. He did say, so about transfers, again, he was asked about transfers, and he said, again, he stated, obviously, we need a winger. That, those words exactly. Obviously, we need players. We need a winger. Get on with it then. Let's crack on. The other interesting one was Alisson. He was asked about Alisson. Would Alisson be the starting goalkeeper? Because he has been linked with moves away. Now, he kind of dodged this a little bit. He went on a bit of a waffle, which again, are we blaming it on his language? Because obviously it's just not his first language, English. Or is he playing on the fact that, I didn't quite understand that, so I'll just go around the houses? Because he never really committed to that. He was saying, yeah, great goalkeeper. We've got lots of goalkeepers and they're all going to be needed and at different times. He did say who's the young lad? My brain's gone. The young goalkeeper. They did say, it's gone out of my head. They did say that he might go on loan, which would make sense to get some games. That's okay. Yeah. And the other thing, we've got to look at Mamardashvili. Is he really an Iraola type of goalkeeper? I'm not sure he is. I think he's going to have a problem. So I think, weirdly, we might have to look at a goalkeeper. Maybe not this season, but certainly next season, I think. That's just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know. He was asked about Dominic Szoboszlai again. Would he take the vice-captain role? And he went on, again, he seems to be bigging up Dom a lot, saying it was the best news he's had since he's been here, him signing his contract, and that he is captain material, but he doesn't need an armband to be a captain. Anyone can be a captain. We need several captains in our team to make it work. And it's just about attitude. But he did say, but I do understand that the captain role has a bigger feeling to it over here in the UK, in Britain, in England, whatever he was referring to. Over here, he said. Obviously, we place a lot more importance on it than the other places. And I do think it matters. I do think we should have a strong captain and a strong vice captain. And I appreciate, everyone's a captain, but I don't like. Yes, we should have everyone to be loud, but I think players do value that. I know Salah wasn't happy about not being the captain, so I think he does have to take that more seriously and think about it. But he did say that Dom is someone that for the younger players they should look up to by the way he trains and his abilities and the improvements and his performances and his professionalism. He did say that young players need to look up to him because these are all the things he brings, as well as leadership as well. So I think it kind of is setting him up for that vice captain role, I think, by the sounds of it. And to be honest, I can't really think of anyone better. Can you? I'm not sure I like the goalkeeper being a captain. I feel like it should be a centre-back or a midfielder to me, just for the location you're based in. So I think Van Dijk being a captain and then Dom being a captain in the centre of midfield, that works perfectly for me. And then if Van Dijk leaves at the end of the season, Dom can step in and we can see if anyone else in the season has come with the vice captain vibes. What do you reckon? Now, the takeover. It's not a takeover, it's an investment. So, Bezos FC. Are we really doing this? So I'm sure you've seen the news. Again, I'm not here to cover every inch of every bit of news. I'm just here to talk about the things I find interesting about Liverpool. So the consortium have come together it looks like, to try and invest in take a 30% stake. That's the rumours anyway, in Liverpool. Not in FSG. Important. In Liverpool specifically. So that Amit was the chairman of the owner of QPR. And I think what's important here is they are absolutely gutted to lose him. The QPR fans are furious that he's gone because they think he's the best thing since sliced bread. Great sign. Always want to see that. Not glad you're out of my club. Great. They were all gutted. So that's reassuring. Now, is he investing to give Liverpool spending money? Or is this FSG saying, take the investment, they get a cash boost as an FSG, and that just gives the consortium the power in the future to take over if they ever want to sell fully. It doesn't mean we're going to get loads of money to sell. I don't think it does mean we're going to get loads of money to buy Mbappe or Elise. It might do. It might bring some money, of course, but we don't know. We don't know what the deal is. We don't know whether they're going to take control like the Manchester United, the Ineos. We don't know if they're going to take over football in control. I don't think so, to be honest. I think it's just a solid get in there while you can, because Liverpool's worth $6 billion now, so you don't want to miss out. So that's all okay. I think that makes sense. Now, obviously, the concern is the Jeff Bezos link and the fact that he's been approached to join the consortium to buy the stake. Now, I think ordinarily this would be accepted, but this is Liverpool. Do we want someone like Jeff Bezos? He's like the opposite of what we stand for, I think. You know, it's not a good fit. It isn't a good fit. I mean, we've stayed, well, it depends who you ask. We've had the whole oil baron sports washing from the Middle East. People, we don't want that. It's not what we want. They're not owners that we want. Is Jeff Bezos any better? I'm not sure. Are we going to be watching all our games on Amazon TV now? I mean, that would be useful, to be fair. I just think, again, to have Jeff Bezos on board is a huge pull, by the way, for other investors. Don't forget that. And other broadcasting rights and the power he has in the media and all those types of things. I'm not denying that. That sounds great. However, like what he stands for, what he's built, it just doesn't match the Liverpool way for me. So that is a concern. I think that's kind of a personal. There's no right or wrong here. I don't think. Well, there is the wrong. I don't think it's the best fit, but I think it is a personal opinion here. Are you happy with it? So tell me, are you happy with Bezos being involved, or are you worried that Liverpool are going to get tarred with the brush that he has? You know, I don't know. Or it might just be making up a load of nonsense and no one cares. Who knows? Let me know. Would you like a rich oil baron, or why is everyone a baron into oil? Would you like a rich oil baron, or would you like an Amazon gazillionaire? Or what? Who do you want? Who do you want? Like I said, everyone moans about FSG, but they've done, in the whole, they've done a great job with the club. I have no problems. They've made some dodgy decisions, and you know, most of the part they've walked back on them. So they have learned. But I think they've been good for us. Well, clearly they bought us for 300 million, and now we're worth 6 billion. So they've done a good job off the field, obviously. But yeah, anyway, so that's the main headlines. Let me know what you think. What do you reckon? Do you like Bezos FC or Bezos Pool? Where's your vote going? But anyway, that's the latest Liverpool news right now, just going on around the world. Still no signings. Oh, no, there was a young Colombian player, wasn't there? Martinez. I never know if it's Martinez, or what. But anyway, he's 17. He's joined. I don't know if he's staying with us. I'll find it out for the next video if you want. Thanks for watching. And again, please subscribe. This is a brand new channel. I just want to chat about Liverpool. If you like these sort of casual chats, I'm not in the know. I know absolutely no one, and I probably never will. So if I give you information, I'm guessing or seeing it on Twitter. Just getting that out there. Don't come here for information. Jesus. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye.